Alert 6 starts with breaking news.
That breaking news we're following this morning, a person is in the hospital after an early morning cutting incident. First responders were called to the scene of 25th in Bristol just after 5 a.m. Dispatchers tell us the victim's injuries are not considered to be serious. We do have a photographer who was at the scene. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we know more.
Also breaking this morning, one person's in the hospital after a late night crash. It happened along I-80 near 84th Street just before 11 last night. This is a look at the scene from a Nebraska DOT camera in the area. So far, no word on the cause of the crash. Stay with First Alert 6 as we work to learn more information.
All right, it's great to have you with us. Happy Friday, everybody. Yes. Thank you for watching our First Alert 6 streaming. I'm Erin Hartley.
And I'm Cerise Cole. We're all in red for Go Red Day, National Go Red Day. We'll talk about that maybe later in the show. Let's check in with Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. I'm Cerise, there's Jared. Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord. Yesterday, phenomenal. We got in the 60s on February 5th. Today's not so shabby either, but we just won't be in the 60s.
Yeah, it's going to have a cooler feel, but just remember all these numbers I'll show you for today are still about 10 degrees above average. It's pretty wild. We're just going to have a lot more things to get in the way of the warmth. We're going to have some clouds in play, and we're going to have a north wind that's going to have something to say about it, too. You look off in the distance to the east here, there are some clouds moving in, and yeah, some of these are dropping in from the north, filling in the Iowa side a little bit more than in some places. We're at 40 degrees right now with a northwest wind at 20 miles per hour, so that puts our wind chill down to 30. So that's where we're at here as we start off the day today. We were at 50 degrees roughly at about 3 o'clock this morning. We've fallen 10 degrees from there as a front has moved in. And then we're going to try to climb back close to that 50 later on this afternoon. So right now 30s and 40s on the map. And you can see compared to yesterday, the morning hours are actually significantly warmer, 5 to 15 degrees warmer out the door right now than what you had at the same time yesterday. The winds, though, going to make it a little tougher to warm into the afternoon. Gusts up near 30 miles per hour in several spots. So that's where we're seeing that strongest wind this morning. Those should back off some into the afternoon. Right now, gusts 30 to 35. Model's doing a decent job, about 5 miles per hour too strong on this one. So it gives you a little idea. Maybe we're closer to 15 miles per hour by the end of the day today with some of our gusts. So we'll see those gradually back off. Satellite and radar shows the clouds that are moving in. That's that little batch of clouds we were looking east at. Another one dropping in from the north. So these will kind of fill in this morning, and then over the course of the afternoon, they kind of fade away. And you see how this progresses with more clouds by 9, 10, 11 o'clock. By noon, we're up into the 40s, and then into the afternoon, those clouds fizzle away. By 3 o'clock, we're 47, 48 degrees. So again, low 40s now, trying to recover a little bit. Up into the 40s. By 5 o'clock down to 45, and you're getting your weekend started. It's going to be chilly tonight, down in the 30s. Overnight 30s become 20s. We'll likely dip down into the low 20s before any clouds move in and actually cause our temperatures to climb a little bit towards Saturday morning. So we're looking at a lot of widespread 20s to start off Saturday. Then the south wind will try to warm us up. You can see where those gusts are, 25 to 30 miles per hour out of the south over the course of the day, helping to warm us some. It still equals about 48 degrees for the high Saturday, though, just because we have such a cold low in the morning to recover from. But 58 on Sunday. Sunday's going to be the best day of the weekend. The warmest temperatures and the lightest wind to go with it. Pretty good combo there.
I feel like you can insert the ad of, wait, there's more, because Monday is going to get people really happy.
So take this, add 10 more, and you get free shipping as we go through the course of the day on Monday. 68 for the high. I don't ever remember putting 5 degrees, our forecast that's 5 degrees above a record high. 63 is the record. 68 is in the forecast right now. We just keep trending up. Some model data suggests we could go low 70s. The model that was pretty good yesterday says 71, 72. So we'll see how it goes. Pretty close to 70 is what we're going to see over much of the area. So enjoy a good day on Monday. And the wind's not even all that bad. Maybe some gusts near 20, 25 miles per hour. We see the wind pick up a little bit more on Tuesday, and then 40s on the way for the second half of the 10-day. Still nothing that really sticks out with any rain, any snow. When I was putting my winter outlook together, it looked like February was going to be the month with the most snow and a cold drop. That might be something that doesn't show up until the very end of the month. So we'll see, maybe a late February, early March thing at this point. So don't worry about it in the meantime.
Oh, we're not.
Enjoy.
You don't have to tell us. All right, what do we need to worry about traffic-wise? Something going on in Council Bluffs that's slowing us down.
Yeah, we don't normally talk about a bunch of delays that are happening on Canesville or Broadway. That's what we have taking place this morning. So let's take a look at it as you're trying to make your way towards 7th Street is where I've seen some pretty consistent signs for things not being up to speed. No word on any crashes or anything, but there's our stretch that is in place. And this is just off to the east of where you get that fork where Broadway goes off to the right, you can get Canesville that continues off to the east there. It's as you're going westbound approaching where those meet, where you have the delays. And those do stretch all the way back to 2nd Street. So if you are going to be driving through Council Bluffs in this part of the Council Bluffs, you need to be ready for things to be pretty slow here early this morning. A couple of other things I've been keeping an eye on. This situation with crossing arms is a little bit unique, but it's causing some delays on Childs in Bellevue. The crossing arms appear to be stuck down, and that's something that drivers are having to navigate just to the west of Fort Crook at these railroad crossings along the way down here at Avery as well. So be prepared for that. Of course, Childs, the higher traffic road in that stretch, is where you're looking at the bigger delays being in place. Aside from that, it's been a rather smooth start to the commute. You can see a lot of green on the roads. We've had just minor delays that have been showing up on the JFK northbound near I-80. Nothing that's all that concerning. We've had much worse mornings in that area. And Dodge looks good right now. You don't really have any big problems standing out at this point. Aside from that, in Council Bluffs and that kind of odd one in Bellevue that's happening right now. So we like green. Let's keep the green going.
Green is good.
Yes. All right, Jared, thank you. Back to news now. Lincoln police say they found human remains at a search site in Saunders County. Authorities were looking for the bodies of 26-year-old Hannah Neville, who was 32 weeks pregnant, and her husband, 27-year-old Roberto Tanner. The Stromberg couple has not been seen since January 15th. Police say they cannot confirm the identities of those remains.
An update now to a story we have been following. A Lincoln man reported missing last week has been found dead. The family of Harrison Schurz confirms the 27-year-old was involved in a car crash. They filed a missing persons report after Harrison left for work but never showed up. Police say his last known location was at a car wash off 27th and Superior. No additional details about the crash have been released. The Nebraska State Patrol has a new home in Omaha.
It offers training centers, an in-house gym, evidence rooms, and high-tech equipment. The new spot also gives troopers faster access to I-80 and I-680. Colonel Brian Wass says this puts NSP at a major advantage when it comes to patrolling highways. He hopes it'll also encourage recruits to want to work for the patrol.
We're in really good shape. We've got a few vacancies here in Troop A, but right now we're doing really well with the growth that we've seen across the greater Omaha metropolitan area. Our goal would be that if there's a person interested in a career with the Nebraska State Patrol, when they see a facility like this, they're going to be encouraged and perhaps inspired to want to work here.
Well, the center started operations last week.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Now to our Maria Kate here at the Safety Desk. Today is Wear Red Day, supporting women's heart health.
We're all in our red.
Yes, we're all in our red. First, we're going to talk about a new drug that could help prevent some strokes from happening again without the side effects of traditional therapies. This is big.
Yeah, especially this month, American Heart Month. Here in the U.S., someone has a stroke every 40 seconds, and nearly 800,000 people a year have a stroke here in the country as well. Nearly 1 in 4 of those are actually repeat strokes, so people having them again. Scientists, though, are now studying a new class of oral medications. They're calling it Factor XIa inhibitors. A new trial found that they reduce the risk of recurrent stroke when added to standard therapies without increasing the risk of major bleeding.
It's a game changer in the care of acute stroke patients. And that's something that gives us hope that we can prevent stroke in a large population of patients and add on to existing therapies.
The medicine has received a fast track designation from the FDA, so that means that this time next year, it could be available for people to use.
Sounds like it's going to make a big difference.
Definitely.
All right, Maria Kate at the Safety Desk this morning. Thank you. And we'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. Time now 7:14 on this Friday morning. Usually, this time of year, we'd be talking about the cold temperatures. We're talking about the warmer temperatures. Making your job easy.
And even the cold temperatures are pretty warm.
I
It's
know.
weird. The average high this time of year is mid-30s. We're going to be upper 40s for a while and then surge from there. Today, Saturday, windy with the highs in the 40s. Tops off our weather headlines. Sunday, going to be warmer with less wind, and we're looking at a record high very likely on Monday, the way things are playing out. Dropping off the kids this morning. Here's got a little chill to it. We're down in the lower 40s in several spots in the metro, so low 40s. You add the wind, and these temperatures in the 40s feel like 30s. So upper 30s, lower 40s on the thermometer. Just remember the wind's making it feel a little bit colder, and you're going to want a coat heading out. And you'll just need the coat longer today, actually most of the day, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour right now. These will gradually back off over the course of the day. You can see how those relax into the afternoon. Gusts near 15, 20 miles per hour later on. Some clouds will build in too. So first alert to these filling up the sky over the course of the morning. Basically, it's increasing clouds this morning and then decreasing clouds during the afternoon. And we'll go to 48 for the afternoon high today. So we've already been to 49 so far. That was last night around 2, 3 o'clock. And now we've cooled off and we'll try to get back to that 49. Otherwise, 49 is going to go in the book as our high for today. And then we'll fall back into the 20s by early tomorrow morning. Let's talk a little bit more about the wind, though. North winds 20 to 30, some gusts up to 35 this morning. And then into the afternoon, those really start to relax. 3, 4, 5 o'clock, we're talking gusts 15 to 20. Very light winds tonight. That's why it'll drop off into the 20s. But whatever was a north wind today will flip and it'll be out of the south tomorrow and try to recover. So even though we're starting colder, we're going to have a pretty similar afternoon because the south wind's going to help us out. It'll 15 to 30 miles per hour out of the south, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, still a little breezy, and it should relax some into the evening. With all this warmth that we have, though, got to pay attention to the ice on the shallow rivers around. Elkhorn, Platte River, the usual suspects with the ice jam potential. That's possible again over the next several days, all the way into Monday with this flood watch in place. So watch for that over the course of the next several days. Nothing prominent right now, but 1 or 2 ice jams could cause some flooding issues as we continue to warm up. Look at the record high on Monday. It's 63. We have 68 in the forecast. Look like we're going to race past that very easily on Monday and still be pretty good on Tuesday, even when it tries to cool down. So a lot of mild weather on the way. But like I mentioned, it could shake a little ice loose on the rivers. Mostly those areas right along the river, not expected to impact any cities as of now.
So, I mean, I'm not complaining about that forecast, 40s, 50s, 60s there, but is there a chance of any snow at all? It is February, you know.
That's the thing. You're always looking out for the next one. There's hard to find any consistent rain or snow potential looking out. We've had these small chances lingering for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week. They just don't ever turn into anything. And models don't have those there consistently. This is just a look through the course of next week. A little stripe of snow maybe along I-90 on Wednesday, heading into Thursday, Friday. Not too much there either. And pretty quiet conditions over the course of that, and even into the weekend, still nothing all that prominent. So we've been pretty dry. We need some moisture. We'll see if we can pick up the pace with some of this, but warmer than average, going to take us through almost 2/3 of the month, and it does mean a little bit more of an active pattern starting next week and end to the week to follow. So we'll see if that turns into anything for us. But right now, enjoy the 50s and 60s. That's all I got.
That's all he wrote. Okay, let's get another update on the roads this morning with Jarrett Lansford. Talk about some different areas across the metro.
Yeah, we're watching how things are moving around the area. I don't know why. I saw the prompter said traffic talk, and I just was in my head thinking, I was watching this guy, and he was just swerving between lanes, and it was crazy. Well, anyway, let's take a look at what we're seeing on the roads. Hopefully you don't encounter that guy. That would make for some pretty dangerous morning travel. Through much of the metro, it's really quiet. We're moving along really well. This is what it looks like on 370. We had some buildups of traffic as you were making your way toward I-80. You can see in the the far view there as you're trying to get toward I-80. It's kind of congested, but nothing that's a big problem at this point, and that's kind of been the case for much of the metro. There's some westbound travel as you're making your way toward I-80 with a little bit of some delays, so be ready for that. That's something we saw yesterday at this time as well. We move elsewhere. We do have some construction on the frontage road of Dodge as you're between 114th, 116th. That's scheduled to last through this weekend into next weekend, all the way to next weekend. So keep that in mind. It's not on Dodge itself, but on the frontage road there, just off of it. If you're accessing some of the businesses there, you may encounter that. A little slow near 72nd and L, construction zone, of course. That's not unexpected. And then 144th as you're heading southbound through Millard. One of the only roads that is actually showing some slow travel. So be ready for that as you're trying to get toward I-80. But all told, we'll take this kind of view on the traffic maps at this point in the morning, and hopefully we hold it through the rest of the morning as well.
All right, Jared, thank you. Well, Nebraska lawmakers are debating a bill that would require copies of emergency state contracts to be shared with the auditor.
It comes after an auditor report claimed that Governor Jim Pillen awarded a $2.5 million contract to a lobbyist he knows personally. According to Foley, there was no justification or explanation for the emergency. Current law requires a copy of emergency no-bid contracts to be shared with the Director of Administrative Services. Auditor Mike Foley says his office getting a copy as well could prevent future contracts from being awarded this week.
I think it will put a damper on this kind of thing in the future when people, agency directors know that they've got to file this report with the auditor's office. I think they'll think twice about making sure that the form is filled out correctly, completely, and that there is truly an emergency and not just an invented emergency.
Pillen's office claims the contract was considered an emergency because there was not enough time to go through the traditional bidding process.
Well, happening today, Mayor Ewing will honor a Year of the Neighbor nominee for January. He'll also announce February's focus, the family. Now, Year of the Neighbor is a year-long initiative encouraging residents to spread neighborly behavior. The event is set for 3:30. Well, Super Bowl fever hitting the Bay. Fans are celebrating music's biggest star in a very unique way.
Yeah, see the creative tributes to Bad Bunny ahead of his Super Bowl halftime performance. We're taking a live look this morning at Levi Stadium, the home of the Super Bowl 60. Just over 48 hours, the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots will battle for the NFL's ultimate surprise. Super Bowl festivities already kicking off in the Bay Area.
Yeah, fans are celebrating one of music's biggest stars in a very creative way. So they dressed as Bad Bunny, packed for a look-alike contest honoring the global artist. Contestants showed off their signature Bad Bunny styles and lined up for photo ops. Bad Bunny is set to headline the halftime show, of course. A reminder, you can watch Super Bowl 60 right here on First Alert 6. Kickoff is at 5:30. You guys see any impressive ones?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good.
I need to see the first guy without the glasses because
Definitely the guy
I don't know. Yeah, the left.
Could that be the real Bad Bunny just having fun?
All right, if you want to see the big game on a brand new TV, listen to this. We're giving away a free 65-inch TV to watch all the action on. Just download our free First Alert 6 streaming app. From there, look for the big games, big screens giveaway up on the homepage. Scan that QR code with your phone. That'll take you to the contest entry page.
That would be a fun way to watch it on a nice new big screen, wouldn't it?
You guys rooting for anybody?
I guess I'd like to have a team to root for, so I guess I'm going for Seattle.
Just for it being different.
Yeah.
It's like an East Coast, West Coast thing. I would say there may be a little more of a national following with the Patriots because of Tom Brady. But a lot of people here in the Midwest are going like,
Who you got?
Bad Bunny.
There you go. I'll go Seahawks. I think it'd be really cool to see Sam Darnold win it.
Okay.
Yeah.
His path there.
All right, good time. All right.
You didn't say. Okay. We're going to get ready for our update in the Today Show. You can watch it here on streaming or over the air.
Have a great start to your weekend.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Well, good Friday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. A first alert to a couple of minor delays on the roads. Here's Jarrett Lansford.
Yeah, one of those spots that we are seeing things get a little congested. 370 as you're making your way toward I-80. You can see there in the distance a lot of lights in just a short distance. So things getting busy on the road there, and you're kind of seeing that manifest as you're going westbound toward I-80. Watch for some delays there. Another spot, 144th southbound as you're approaching I-80, and those delays do stretch all the way back toward Harrison, so one of the slowest spots that we do have this morning. Most of the commute's been going really well so far. We haven't had much in the way of issues. Hopefully we hold on to that here as we continue to go through the rest of the morning. Rusty.
Thanks, Jarrett. Let's talk about the wind that we've had so far. We had some gusts up to 40 miles per hour in the last couple of hours. Now we're starting to see those relax a little bit and gusts to 30, maybe 35 in some spots. So this is moving through. Strongest winds will be this morning with gusts 30 to 35, and then they'll gradually back off. So less wind by the afternoon. Clouds will move in over the course of the morning and then move out over the course of the afternoon. So we're right around 40 at the moment. This will be one of the colder times. From here, even with the clouds, I still think we can warm. So clouds are trying to drop in from the north, but then as we go through the course of the afternoon, they should fizzle out. So that'll take low 40s this morning, and we'll go to about 48 degrees. Still well above average, but after yesterday's 62, this is going to feel chilly. 48 and sunshine tomorrow, 58 Sunday, up near 70 on Monday. Incredible warmth there. It still holds on near Tuesday. Aaron?
Well, breaking news, one person is in the hospital after an early morning cutting incident. This happened at 25th and Bristol just after 5 o'clock. Dispatchers tell us the victim's injuries are not considered to be serious. No word about what led up to the incident.
It is now 7:28. We're back with another update for you in about 25 minutes. We'll see you then.